Retro, go right on ahead.
All right, you got everybody ready?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, thank you for being here today. This is a real important aspect on how we connect with the community. One of the most important things we do is make sure that the information that we have gets out to the community in a timely fashion. But the other side of it is we want to gather as much information as we can from people that are in the community that see something, want to say something, have information regarding potential crimes or things that might happen in their community. How many times after something bad has happened out in any community like San Bernardino or anywhere else, after the fact, they find out somebody had a piece of information, somebody had something they wanted to say to law enforcement, but didn't have the method to communicate with them or was actually afraid to do it. We think that this app is going to be absolutely invaluable for us to connect with the citizens, allow them to get information to us that we can use in our fusion center or we can use in our everyday crime fighting activity. Not to mention the fact, because it's geocentric, we can get information into particular communities that are having a problem. If somebody's lost, or we're chasing some people, or there's some criminal activity that they need to know in a specific area, this will allow us to better communicate with the community. So having said that, I'm going to turn it over to Roger, and he's going to tell you exactly how this works.
Great, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. All right, good morning, everybody. This product came about because of just what the sheriff talked about, information trying to get out to the public and trying to get out from the public to the sheriff's office in a much faster way. There's been many situations where information has come into law enforcement around the country, and that information has not been able to be disseminated quick enough to all the different officers and all the different agencies that are out there. What our product does is it now allows people to quickly, from their smartphone, put information in, send it into the sheriff's office, and then it will automatically either be disseminated to different officers, or it could also be sent out to different agencies in this area or around the country. And it's done by people's geolocation. So it works two ways. It's for pushing information from the public to the sheriff's office, and it also turns around and also allows the sheriff to push information out to different communities and different people based on their location. As the sheriff said, so say there is a person that is wanted, say in the Jupiter area. Now the sheriff can push that information out just to the people in the Jupiter area. And people that have our mobile technology have our app, which is available either on Android or iOS on iPhones. Those people would receive that information in that Jupiter area. And people in Boca who don't really need to see that, don't need to be bothered with it, do not get that information.
So I mean, here's another important aspect. The news media is really good at getting the information out when we're involved in something, or we're looking for somebody, or there's a lost person. But unless people are watching the 4:30 to 7 o'clock news, or the 5 o'clock to 6:30 news, they're not going to get it. With this, it's a constant way for us to get the information out in a timely fashion. So that's a real important aspect. I mean, think about it. Every time that we're out here, and you're out here, what are people doing? They're walking around. This is what they're doing. They're constantly on their phone. They're constantly doing something on their phone. So for us to have this technology, which is really fantastic, and I think you're going to find out that there's probably not another app like this anywhere else. For us to have this technology to connect with people all the time is fantastic. Not to mention the fact the See Something, Say Something program that Homeland Security uses right now, and we've been using for a long time, is the key to everything. I'm telling you, that's the key to preventing some of these bad things. Let's go back to San Bernardino. The people who lived across the street thought something was going on, right? They saw people in and out of there. They weren't comfortable with what's going on. They just couldn't figure out how to get the information over to the law enforcement authorities because they didn't want to feel like they were profiling people or whatever. They didn't want a car to come to their house. People can do this anonymously. We don't track them. When they send us the information, unless they really want to tell us who they are, we don't need that. We just need the information so we can get that little piece of the puzzle that we need to go a little bit farther to stop something. So that's why this new app is going to be absolutely perfect. It's free. Can't beat the price, right? So the public doesn't have to pay for it. We're going to make sure that they get it for free. We just need to get the information out there that it's available so they can put them on the phone. Questions? Okay.
You say that there's an anonymous ability to it to pass out, but it's also constantly geolocated. How do you split the two?
Well, it only does, we don't track people constantly, all right? It's only gonna tell me your location if you wanna give it to me. There's a way that you can stop that. Or, it's only gonna happen when you send me something. So unless you don't connect with me, I have no idea where you're at.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're saying
Yeah.
that you can submit anonymously, but if you accept the app so you can get the push notification stuff, isn't there?
Exactly, but we don't know who has it. We know that there is a person in that area, but we don't know who that person
Yeah.
is.
It's not gonna
There's
tell
no
us who you
information. It doesn't, we can't track it, it's just who that person is.
Now, when somebody sends in a tip, how fast can you act on it? Do you get it immediately? Is
It's
somebody
immediate.
monitoring?
Yes, it's
Oh,
immediate.
yeah,
And it's set up to, the system is set up to automatically route that information to the proper people.
Let me give you an example. You got this hit and run right now, where they're looking for the silver Range Rover that's got the headlight missing. If somebody was driving along, right, and they saw it, or they thought they saw something that looked like it, after they pull off to the side of the road, right, and they're safe, they can use that app to send us the information. It says, oh, by the way, I saw a car in the Boca area that looks like that, and here's what the license number is, right, instantaneously. And it's faster than trying to call 911 or like that. I mean, it's gonna go right, boom, you don't have to wait for somebody to answer the phone. And again, you don't have to tell me who you are. It can be anonymous. There's a lot of people that wanna get involved, but they don't wanna give their name. And we understand that, right? But this is a good way for the public to get involved. Let's face it, folks, our best source of information is the public. They see something every single day that's going on. And believe me, when we go to citizens groups, they say, yeah, we wanted to let somebody know about it, but we didn't know how. Now they know how.
So how many people are monitoring? You said that it's automatic and it's super fast. How many
Yep.
people are looking for this information to come in, or is it an automated? Explain that a little bit more.
Sure, and how it's set up is when you send the tip in, you put what category it is. So if it's terrorism, if it's firearms, you click that category and then it gets pushed to the appropriate people automatically.
How do you track those that abuse the app? Because, you know, there are people that misuse 911. There's going to be people who are going to misuse this and type the police resources that could be otherwise put to better use.
Well, the thing about it is we're just not gonna automatically go to everything, right? We're gonna look at what the information that comes in as. You know, it's like, we're not gonna, let's say somebody types in and says, I think my neighbor's nuts. Okay, well, you know what,
That was
that's
me.
fine, right? We're gonna act on definable, reliable, credible information. I mean, you know, we've been in the business long enough to understand what we believe is credible and what we don't believe is credible, right?
Thank you.
We can figure that out. We've been doing it for a while.
Sheriff, I just have one question.
Yeah.
Can you talk about its one-stop shop nature in that it also has the sex offender thing in there, and also you can look up people that are arrested and what they were arrested
Yeah, why
for?
don't you do that?
Yeah, sure. There's other information that's available on this besides to see something, say something technology, and that is there's a list of registered sex offenders. You can pull it up, simply see it right on a map exactly where they're located, click on each one to see what their offense was.
Yeah, and what makes it nice is even though we have that on our website, this is quicker, right? You can go right to it rather than
We
have to
all
go
know
to the
this is what we
website, then you gotta go to school. This is because it's got a real easy menu, boom, 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 they're right into it, because a lot of people, and that's a great question, a lot of people in the neighborhood want to know who's living around there too, especially when we come to sex offenders and those type of things. So it's a good resource for people to get information that they need.
Correct. And there's other information on there also about inmate information. You can look that up. You can also see on there, there's going to be good news that comes out of the sheriff's office. I mean, we're doing great things. Sheriff's doing great things here every day, and they want to get this good information out to the people.
Yeah, to the public. I mean, it's really a phenomenon. People want to mess around with their phone more than they want to go sit down in front of a computer. So they're more likely to pull stuff up on their phone than they are go sit down and make a conscious effort to get on the computer and then go to the website and everything. They like to work with apps. That's why we thought the app was going to be a really good selling point.
How was the app developed? Was it developed internally here at the sheriff's office, or is there a company that's
No,
developing this
we
for law
contracted
enforcement?
with a company. This is proprietary to them. I think that there's no other app like this in the country that's been developed, and we're going to be the first law enforcement agency to roll it out. They're fantastic, and they're going to make it available to other law enforcement entities.
Correct.
After today. But, you know, we're constantly looking for technology to assist us in doing our job. I mean, that's the name of the game today. If you don't use technology, you're behind the curve. So when we found out about this company and what their capabilities were, and it fit right into what we want to do with social media and how we want to connect with the public, it was a good fit. They're fantastic, and like I said, their product has turned out to be incredibly useful to us, and I think it's going to be really good for the public too.
And how much was it? Cost, price tag?
Enough. To be honest with you, I don't remember the exact amount, but didn't cost the taxpayers a dime. It came out of law enforcement trust funds. That's the money that we take away from the bad guys, and we use it for that, so it didn't cost the taxpayers anything.
So from like search and seizure
Yeah,
kind of stuff?
yeah.
Okay.
And it's still not gonna cost them anything, because it's gonna be free.
What's the name of the company?
Sure, it's Shield Group Technologies.
Yep. Smart people. Thanks, guys. Girls.
Roger, could you give us
Yes.
your full name and title?
Sure, Roger Patch.
And how do you spell?
Sure, it's K-O-C-H.
Potatoes.
And I'm the CEO of the company.
Awesome. Are you guys locally based?
We are, we're here in West Palm Beach.
And what was the name of the company one more time? Sorry.
Sure, Shield Group Technologies. And I'll give you one of my cards, you guys can.
Awesome.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Do you want to get video of the app here or downstairs?
Let's do it here. So I have it on my phone now.
Can you say
Yeah, hold on a second.